So here we got a Dutch Shepherd, a little Dutchie who's true to his breed, pretty intense. And so intense, we can't take him to the vet. So the biggest thing we're working on is stability with this dog. And if you know Dutch Shepherds, if you know Malinois, they're intense dogs. They were bred that way. So here we're even starting right from the car on just some self-control, getting a more stable dog. This dog gets really pumped up and easily frustrated. So we're working on you being calm first. Once you give me that eye contact and that awareness, boom, then there's your release. You get to come out of the car, and then I'm rewarding you with a game of tug, fetch. I'm using that prey drive that's just inside this guy. He'd rather play than take food. Sure, he has food motivation, but with these kind of dogs especially, utilize the toy, utilize the game of play, which is really what they want deep down. And so we're just working on some engagement now, once we get some self-control built at the car. And the reason why is for the situations in which, hey, you see something, such as people coming down, you get locked onto it. Once you make the choice to ignore that, boom, oh, hey, look, the game continues. You get a reward for that. This is the first time we came around people. This is the first time we came around distractions. Like I said, this dog's intense. And he's so intense, he couldn't go to the vet. He scared the vet tech the last time. He was just all amped up. So the biggest thing is stability with this dog. Here, even just walking around, you can't mark everything that you see. You can't drag me places. So we're just working on, marking and rewarding the choice to, again, pay attention to me, engage with me. Here we're not playing with the toy. So just a little correction. This dog is actually very easy to just even verbally correct. He's very sensitive to that. So I was just able to correct him from that toy. And here, hey, we're moving on again. And he's having the time of his life, just even being outside, which he doesn't get too much. He gets pretty pumped up. I decided not to test it with these horses, though. So we went back into the car, took a little break, and now we're here working on place. Just again, self-control. If we're going to get to the vet, this dog is going to need to be examined. So first and foremost, we're going to teach a solid place command. So one, at home we can work on a muzzle. So we got to get this dog in a muzzle. We were able to do this at the end of the day, is actually strap it on, but here we're just getting him comfortable. Him going into that muzzle, not me forcing it on, because that's just going to cause more stress. Throughout this, we had this opportunity where we were able to really work on frustration. Here, he wants his toy, and this is what this guy does. First time I met him, ripped his dad's shirt because he wanted to get to me, and ultimately it was just to investigate me, but he got so frustrated that his dad was holding him back that he actually just redirected onto him. For most of you who don't understand this is just frustration out of the dog. We're holding him back. He wants that toy, and we're not letting him. So all these intense dogs, they get frustrated, and some of them take it out on the handler. So here, I'm just saying, hey, tough noodles. You've got to work through this frustration. I'm just not giving you a lot of freedom. I'm not really forcing him to do too much other than to just get back onto place, calm down, and then ultimately, boom, you get what you want. But you can't just rip me apart to get it. That's not going to get it. Again, we take a break from that session, and we're just working on, again, stability. But now, all of those little things we were doing where there were some people around, now we're going to kind of push it a little bit. We're going to get into the shopping area. Again, I'm going to start out in a quiet place. Just work on him engaging with me. Again, everything that we've been working on and that he knows. But what I really am, again, looking for is, if we're going to get to the vet, you got to be around people, and you got to learn to ignore them, especially if, vets are going to be touching you and all that. I mean, we aren't at that point yet. I want to make sure that first you can enter into the vet's office, be around people, and be comfortable. So this is a good way to segue into that. We're also starting a short leash walk. This dog has been able to do short leash walking. Parents have done it pretty much his whole life, but as you can see, we're just still going over all the turns, keeping in position, starting and stopping, having him understand, hey, you got to be calm, whether you have the full length of leash or short. Now, ground's not too hot. We're going to start working around even closer. So here, Again, keeping them on a short leash. We're going to just try to venture in closer into the shopping center where we're going to be around more people, but you don't want to rush that. You want the dog to be stable. Otherwise, bad things happen. And especially if you're rushing into this, you're going to run into problems. Now here, what's perfect is I'm getting this automatic sit when I stop. That's what I really want. As soon as we're getting into that area with all the conditioning that we've done, he's rather paying attention to me because he knows he gets something out of it. And I'm not stopping him from looking at people. At no point did I say, hey, you can't look at people. It's just better to look at me, ultimately. You can't drag me. I'm not going to let you drag me to people. And here we're really in the thick of things. Again, just doing everything we've worked on. Stop with me, change directions with me, keep that leash loose. But even if you want to investigate something, if you want to smell that wall, I'm not going to let you, especially if we're in the short leash walk. Why? Because we could be passing a person, and if I'm letting you smell everything, if I'm letting you drag me to places, you're going to cut in front of me if you really want to investigate that person, and that might not be always the best thing. We were able to make it to the vets. He did fantastic. Didn't get much video in there just because it was tight quarters. Wanted to play it safe. Ended the day, again, working around dogs. Again, this is something that he gets pretty reactive to. So we're just working on him being calm, laying down around the dog park, and just being able to be cool, seeing that over there. And we didn't just start out with the down. We worked on engagement. But here, just him being able to be cool around that stuff, that's what I want to see.